What is up, friends? I feel motivated to do some videos. I just have to move my thing here. Okay, there we go. So check it out. I have notes, which means we're gonna tackle something noteworthy. We're gonna be talking about the pH of skin and skincare products and why this is important, and it's something to keep in mind. And it is a question that a few of you have had, and I only glossed over it in my Get Ready With Me FAQ videos, so I do feel like it does deserve a little bit more attention. So hopefully I can enlighten one or two of you a little bit about the pH of skin and skincare and its almighty importance, and not fuss with my hair too much. I've noticed from my videos that I'm like a chronic hair fusser, and I didn't realize it about myself. You learn so much about yourself once you get on YouTube. Okay, so what is pH? So the pH is simply a scale that measures the acidity or the alkalinity of any substance, and only wet things can actually have a pH, or things that have some moisture in it. It doesn't necessarily be wet, but some moisture. Dry things and purely oil, like purely lipid things, don't have a pH. So at the low end of the scale is acidic. So starting at number 1, you would have battery acid. So that would be like the most acidic thing, basically. Maybe not the most, but you know, whatever. Let me speak hyperbolically, please. Around 2 would be lemons and stomach acid. So think about that. Lemons are as acidic as the juices that you need to digest your food. Think about that and hold that in your mind when I talk to you guys about DIYs at the end of this video. Around 5 is the skin's acid mantle, and even a little bit below 5 is the ideal acidity of the skin's acid mantle, and I'll talk about what the acid mantle is in a second. Number 5 is also rainwater. So our skin's mantle is the same as rainwater, which I find to be kind of romantic. Such a dork. And then neutral is 7, which is distilled water. And so distilled water is sort of the base, like it's sort of the, you know, like the marker that we compare everything else to. So then as you're getting higher in the pH scale, that's when we start talking about things that are alkaline or basic. So I use the two words quite interchangeably. So human blood is 7.4, generally speaking. Soap and detergents are 9, but I think they can go up to 11. Bleach is 12.6. So think of how close that is to soap. And sodium hydroxide, which is also called lye, which is I don't know how you would explain it in soap. It's kind of like the chemical accelerator that you use in order to create the chemical reaction that you need with fats and water in order to create soap, is a pH of 14, which is the highest that I believe it's the highest pH that you can have. I'm pretty sure meters only go up to 14. Could be wrong on that actually, but I'm pretty sure that's as alkaline or basic as you can get. Now, there's a funny misconception that acid is really dangerous and that alkaline is good. There's just been a lot of talk about, you know, having an alkaline diet, bringing more alkalinity into the body, and how that's really good. And as someone, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor, I can't say that that's totally wrong. I don't think it's wrong. I just think that in terms of skin and in terms of things that exist in our environment and that are topical, that can become topical, that alkaline is actually the dangerous one and acid is less dangerous. Not that I would rather put you know, battery acid on my face rather than lie. I'm just saying that both are extremely, extremely dangerous. And I have more experience with the dangers of extremely alkaline stuff because of formulating. So like whenever I'm using sodium hydroxide, when I'm making soap, it's like hardcore. Like you have to be super careful with sodium hydroxide. It's like don't breathe in the fumes, don't get a single drop on your skin. And even soap, like fresh soap, is extremely caustic. And, you know, that's why soap needs to cure for a minimum of 6 weeks before it's gentle enough to use on your skin. And then at which point it's okay. So, acidic skin is healthy skin. So the acid mantle, so this is like a layer that sort of sits on top of the stratum corneum, so like the top part of the skin. And it's made up of lipids that are natural in your skin. It's made up of sodium PCA. It's made up of, I think that's where hyaluronic acid lives, I think, or that might be a little bit deeper in. What else is in there? Did I write it down? So it's basically, it's lipids, it's different chemicals, it's good bacteria, and a good way to think about your acid mantle is that it's sort of the exterior version of what your gut flora is like. So we know that we need healthy bacteria in our gut in order to aid with digestion, with nutrient absorption, which is general well-being. Well, your acid mantle is very much the same idea. So your acid mantle is going to be what protects you from the outer world. If I could literally bottle up acid mantle and sell it, like that would be the one thing that I would want people to like have on their skin, because this is what protects you from pollution, which is, as you may or may not know, is kind of like one of my big things with skincare is you know, trying to protect and undo effects of pollution and city damages. It also, the acid mantle also is the barrier that's going to help protect you from harmful fungus, or fungi, I should say. Fungi is not a fun guy. And harmful bacteria, and it's also what makes your skin feel very soft and supple and bouncy and youthful. So, yeah, the acid mantle is exceptionally important to the health of your skin. And the way that we disrupt it, the number one way, is by choosing the wrong kind of cleanser. So annoying because, you know, it's like a vicious cycle where you need a cleanser because of everything that's going on it, but what's on top of your skin is also what's really good. And some people don't even need to wash their faces. Some people do. Some of us choose to because we want to. If you wear makeup and sunscreen and you live in the city and all this stuff, then I believe that you absolutely do need to be cleansing your face. It's the only way to have a clean canvas to put other actives on your face to get the effects that you want from your skin. So choosing a cleanser that is well formulated is the top priority when it comes to taking care of your acid mantle. Now, so that's why in my line I have a balm cleanser, because oils have no pH, so you don't need to worry about a balm cleanser such as my Aurora, which I don't have around. You're not going to have to worry about it being too alkaline or too acidic because it doesn't have a pH. So wherever your skin is at the end of the day, it's going to be left with the same pH, for better or worse, but you will also be, you know, removing grime, removing makeup. And then my other cleanser, the gel cleanser, which is, you know, I love oil cleansing. It's all well and good, but we all know, especially if you've got oilier skin, that especially in the summer, if you're working out, if you've been sweating, wearing sunscreen in the city with all the smog, it's like your skin feels gross and you don't always feel like balm cleansing. If it's really humid outside, like you don't really feel like putting more oils on your skin, and I totally get that. And that's why I formulated Eclipse, which is the gel cleanser, which is pH balanced. And when I say that, I don't mean neutral. It's not 7, because 7 is too alkaline for skin. It has a pH of 5, sometimes just a little bit below 5. It kind of depends, sometimes batch by batch. The pH changes slightly, but it's kept around or just under 5, which is a good pH, good healthy pH for skin, because it is very similar to a skin's healthy pH. So this sort of leads me into talking about the dangers of the Pinterest DIYs, because we see, oh, there's my snowboard boots, you guys. We see a lot of, okay, so you may have remembered when I was talking about the pH scale. Oh, and I forgot to write down, forgot to write one down. But the pH scale, too acidic, no bueno, too alkaline, no bueno, and the two probably most common DIYs that I've been seeing over the past 7 years has been use lemon on your skin, use baking soda on your skin. Stop. Like, it's like, unless those DIYs, whoever that's coming from, is like working for skincare companies to completely mess people's skin up so that you guys come like running to us like in some weird twisted like ploy. I don't understand why anybody would be telling others to use these things, except for if they're well-meaning and misinformed. I'm pretty sure in the archives in my blog, I've probably suggested, oh, I don't even want to say I did that, because I'm I'm telling you guys right now not to use baking soda. Do not use lemon straight on your skin, especially not your face. Yes, there is a difference between the skin on your face and the skin on your body. The skin on your body is way tougher. It's thicker. It's more resilient. Your face is your baby. You take care of that shit, okay? Like, you don't put DIY stuff that you would also put in your toilet on your face. No. Baking soda, I'm pretty sure, has a pH of 12 or 13. It's very, very, very high up there. It's extremely alkaline. That is very disruptive and extremely upsetting to your beautiful acid mantle, which you want to protect with your life. If your acid mantle is messed up, you're leaving it exposed to just being attacked by whatever. Like, it's just leaving it extremely vulnerable. This could lead to all kinds of atopical dermatitis, all kinds of conditions like psoriasis, like eczema, like acne. It leaves you extremely vulnerable to the bad fungus, to the bad bacteria, and all kinds of things. Not to mention more prone to sunburn, more prone to the effects of pollution. Like, basically all the stuff that I'm just like want to protect you from, like the mother to all of people with skin that I am. What are we talking about? But yeah, like, just be very, very, very careful. The pH of products, I mean, it's they seem so benign, like, oh, it's stuff, you know, it's baking soda, it's a lemon, who cares, whatever. If you do it once or twice, no big deal, but if this becomes part of your everyday skincare regime, bad. Non, arrête ça, tout de suite. You don't want to be doing it. I don't know if I've stressed that enough. I'm pretty sure I just said that for like 2 minutes straight. So, lemon is as acid as your stomach, is acidic as your stomach acid, and baking soda is just way too alkaline. Okay, that's the last time I'm going to say that. So, many cleansers on the market are way too alkaline. Many, many, many. I would wage to say that most stuff, wage to say, I think I just took a French expression and made it into English, is too alkaline. which is why toners exist, like a classic toner, which is why you'll hear a lot of people saying that if you cleanse properly, you don't need to use a toner, which is true. Toners are only meant to bring your acid mantle back up to a healthy level quicker, after you've my computer just went to sleep for a second. I've been having a lot of computer problems. After you've disrupted the pH of it. So I would say that if you're cleansing with a well-balanced cleanser, or if you're oil cleansing, you don't need a toner. But the toners, I feel like the more modern toners are more of these active mists that are more about delivering certain kinds of nutrients or actives to your skin, or are extremely hydrating or just soothing or just gorgeous to use, which, by the way, are all the things that I've tried to incorporate into my toner, Petrichor. I'm not a salesperson, you can tell, because every time... Oh no, did I just freeze? Every time I talk about my own things, I'm like very sheepish. Okay, I look frozen on my screen, but I don't think it's frozen. I need a new computer, you guys. It's starting to get really dodgy over here. So, well-formulated products are of utmost importance. So ask if you're, if you know a brand that you love, like Stark, and you trust the formulator, then go for it. If not, ask questions. You can ask me questions. I get, emails with like, what's the pH of your cleanser, like, or your toner or your whatever, every once in a while, which is great. I think it's really good that you guys are interested in that. And oh yeah, so, and also the pH matters in formulas, not just for the effects on the skin, but also it's something as a formulator that you have to keep in mind in order to create products that actually work. So if you're using a certain kind of surfactant, it has to be within a certain pH range. If you're using a certain kind of active, like let's say some kind of an acid, like maybe you're using, I don't know, mandelic acid, or using lactic acid or whatever in your formula, that would have to be of a certain pH in order for it to be active and work. So that's something important to keep in mind, is that if you're using something actively acid on your face, to think about the next thing that you're using. So I would say that if you're using something actively acid, you'd be safe to put a balm or an oil on pretty much immediately after. I mean, I would let when you're using an acid, I would let things sit and marinate for several minutes, if you can, up to like 20 minutes before doing anything else, because your skin is just going to kind of, I was going to say like tarry back to normal. Go back to its sort of normal pH, and which point whatever you put on after, you're just kind of starting the cycle again, but it's not, whatever you put on after isn't going to negate the last thing you put on. So if you're using something that's acidic, you could wait. Maybe if you have sensitive skin, you could wait less time and then use something that's an oil or a balm. But if you want the full effects of whatever acid you're using, and you've got skin like leather and you can totally take it, and you want like as much as you can get out of whatever acid treatment you're using, to wait a good 20 minutes, and then your skin will get as much effect as it can. And then whatever you put on after, the pH won't matter. I hope that makes sense the way I just said that. What I'm trying to say is that depending on what you put on after an acid treatment, it could affect the pH of what you just put on your skin. And not necessarily that it would burn unless you're doing like layers of acids, in which case, like, please be very careful. But it could just neutralize the effects, in which case you're just kind of wasting your money and whatever. So don't follow up an acid with a cream or a lotion that would, because there's water in it, it would have a pH, because it might just neutralize the thing. Unless the acid. That was kind of confusing. Unless you're buying things from a certain range and there's a protocol that's like set out for you. So that's really important, is to just sort of think about how like in which order that you're using things that would have a pH that really matters. But in the case of like, for example, Stark, the way that I've formulated things is that it can be used one after another. Like you can bomb cleanse with Aurora, go right to Eclipse, which is, I think, the best way to wash your face, really. Aurora's going to get all your makeup off, and you get the nice massage. It rinses off quite easily, and then with the Eclipse on top, you're left with baby soft skin. It's got a little bit of an acid treatment in there for you, and then you would follow that up with Petrichor, which has the same pH and some similar kind of actives. Not too little, not too much. It's not going to be too much acid. And then it's also got some really strong antioxidants, which is then going to work synergistically with your oil. So if you're taking, you know, let's say like 10 minutes to do your face, like you start in the shower and you sort of like, the way I usually wash my face is like, it starts right before the shower with a balm on my face. I go into the shower, wash my face, do all my things, come out, towel dry, and then I start slowly like the process of layering other stuff on. So I mean, that whole thing kind of takes like, let's say 15 minutes or so. Ooh, the door just opened up behind me. And you know, that's enough time for your skin to neutralize, but also if and when I am only using my own products, I know that everything's been formulated synergistically so that you can use one thing after another. This is just the wind opening my door. So yeah, so that was pH basically in a nutshell. There's so much more to say. There's always so much more to say. But, you know, ask questions, be mindful of pH. It is very important. And, oh yeah, something I want to say is that if I had to choose, you know, to use daily things that are more acidic or things that are more alkaline on my face, on my skin, I would choose to use things that are more acidic, because our skin is more acidic and it can handle it. It can neutralize quicker. It doesn't disrupt our acid mantle in the same way. And I feel like products with lower pH, so more acidic, are just going to deliver more benefits for your skin. So there you go. Ask your questions. Think about your acid mantle. Take really good care of it. It's yours for life. And, you know, yeah. Bye.